And we're off. We're in Stoops Lonk's house, I believe.
What is our first item? Piece of heart. Nothing too amazing in Link's house this time around.
So, we're starting with the escape sequence. It is a 6-minute sequence, approximately. Pretty straightforward. But let's see what weapon we get to start with today. We've got 7 possibilities.
Yeah, this was something that was newly added as an option to standard, I believe, that Uncle can give you a random weapon, which can be like 10 bombs, it could be a bow, it can even be your standard sword. This time it's Cane of Burna. Is this the 3rd scene in a row I've commentated that's had that?
It's been a common one. I think the rare one you could get here is actually the sword. Twitch Corner makes a nice start by using the Burna on those guards, and she can pick up some extra pots here to refill that magic right away.
Yeah, just making good use of her resources.
So with the Cane of Burna, one thing that's going to be tricky is getting those initial bombs you need to get to the back of Escape. Because you have such limited magic, you have to be a little more creative. Hope you get it from a chest. You'll see the runners probably use some pots to kill enemies. You have to get a little creative to find your bombs.
Yeah, with the Cane of Burna in particular, magic is scarce because it takes a very large chunk of magic off the gauge. I think it's like an 1/8 of the tank, just to initially use it. You'll see it right there on cross.
But Twitch has her bomb.
Yep, she got a very lucky early bomb drop off that guard. 2, it looks, actually.
That'll definitely set her up, and I'll give her an extra weapon then she can use if she does run out of magic.
Yeah. Thankfully, if the runners do end up putting themselves in an instance where they, soft lock and run out of the required materials or ammo, they can save quit and they'll get a little bit of that back. I think there are various little checkpoints they'll be given too based on that, but...
Yeah, I believe
depends.
So since they're in Hyrule Castle, if they save quit in here before Zelda, they'll be put back at the front with full magic. If they save quit after getting Zelda but before getting to the sewers, they'll be put back at Zelda's cell with quarter magic. And if they save quit in the sewers, they'll be put back at the throne room with quarter magic.
Makes sense. Alright, so 50 rupees and the key are all we've found thus far. And Cross decides to throw 1 pot and use his Cane of Burna to take out the guard's remaining health. Gonna be very low. Actually gonna use an intentional save quit to get his magic back.
Not a bad move there, though the guards do respawn.
Well, that, I don't think he actually got that much magic back.
Twitch gets a little bit of magic here. She's probably going to use 2 pots. Yep.
Yeah, she will probably use 2 pots and save her remaining magic resource for the rat that she needs to kill.
So I think Cross is making a really good use of that save quit strategy. He's probably going to save and quit at the throne room again.
Yeah, he's trying to squeeze a few extra bomb farms out of his route while losing minimal time in the process.
It's a unique strategy. I definitely give him credit for that. That's a nice one because it gets you a little extra magic at the cost of a little time.
Yeah, just a little bit. I imagine after he finishes the throne room push, it's after you push the throne, right?
I believe so. He'll probably step foot into the sewer, then save quit.
Yeah.
But you generally don't want to leave the escape sequence without getting into that area, because if you do, and it takes you a while to get those gloves, it could take you a long time to get back into here. Even worse if this back area has the gloves.
Yeah, because then it's expecting you could have gotten this early if that was the case. You can always take a long walk through escape again, but you'd rather not do that.
Cross has elected not to save quit.
I think he's going to try and use a little more of the pots around the room to kill rats, maybe? Or he knew there was magic in this room and decided to do that.
He might be going for the hallway downstairs, because there's a good amount of ropes down there. You can kill a bunch at once.
Yeah.
No, he just elected to use those pots to refill.
Interesting. Another heart
And
container.
no bombs from the chests, so he's going to need to get a drop, otherwise he's going to have to come back.
Yeah. Twitch will not have to. She's got what she needs for that. And she's mostly caught up to Cross, too. She delayed a little bit to do things, but didn't cost her much time.
Yeah, Cross has a little magic left. Let's see if he can use that and get a little lucky here. Or he's just not even going to worry about it and come back later.
I don't know if he has enough to actually activate the cane. He might be just short.
So,
And since chat actually asked it really quick, in standard, when you're in escape, you get a free lamp if you don't have it. And it's only the first time through it.
actually, the lamp does come back through. If you do go back through this, you will still get the lamp going.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, though, there was a fire rod picked up in that back of escape. Which is unfortunate for Cross.
At least right away, the fire rod doesn't unlock anything, but he will need to come back for that at some point.
Yeah, almost certainly. Should also note there's a moon pearl in Sanctuary. That both Twitch and Cross will now have. Cross gotta check one of the tree pulls. Fairies.
Tier 2 tree pull is fairies. Very nice. Nice thing to know if you ever need some health quick.
Perhaps dropping single hearts.
So no ammo from the tree or the crab, but you can still try for a tier 1 tree pull, see if he gets something from that. Just bombs and lumberjack, so ag not required for that.
No, but Cross really wishes those were in his pocket right now.
Very true. He needs to get some bombs for Kakariko, or he's going to have to go buy some.
Yeah, it's very likely he'll have to, and Twitch will probably end up buying some as well.
With one bomb, you might try like Blind's Hut, because it's very common to get a bomb drop in there, or in the well.
Yeah, this is true. Sometimes you will elect to use that bomb. You could also go to the bottom left corner of the town and farm bombs. That's a bow, though.
That is a bow, and that might put Eastern in logic first, though we don't have a map check yet, so we don't know what Eastern is.
Yeah. And even though it would be in logic with the lamp, but a runner may elect to just do that dungeon anyways. It's not a hard dungeon to do in the dark. The only room that's really troublesome is the one with the Igor that has the key you need.
Yeah, that room can be tricky, but if you have the fire rod going in there, you can light the torch at least, and get a little bit through that room a little easier.
Yeah, Twitch may opt to do that since she does have fire rod. Cross going to be first to Kakariko. And with no bombs, it's going to go probably straight down to the tavern. Or is going to hope to get lucky in one of these locations.
Yeah, tavern's a free chest you can get to, but he also might try to farm a bomb. Let's see what he does.
Just going to go straight and buy them. Whereas Twitch is going to go into the blind hut immediately. See if she can get another bomb. And Cross's going to walk all the way back up and start from the top.
Yep, there's some bombs in that room, and there's a hammer.
Well, that's two really good finds, because it means Twitch doesn't have to buy more bombs yet. And it also gives her another piece of Dark World access. Just need a lift upgrade.
Just 5 arrows in the back. Yeah, we just need a glove, and we'll be in the Dark World.
Now, another runner... Well, actually, no. Twitch can afford Bottle Bender. Cross is going to need a little more money before he can do that. May opt to even farm the rupees now.
Let's see what we got in the well.
Oh, a bomb expansion, so that's somewhat nice.
Another bomb expansion.
Okay, less nice now.
There's some flippers.
Flippers are important. It means no
and there's our Dark
phase.
World.
And yeah,
There's our Dark World access.
that was quick. Who's gonna dive Dark World first?
And the bottle vendor is a little bit of a scam today.
A little bit. Cross is actually 4 rupees short currently.
He might just jump back down and grab those whoopie pots again. Or he'll just ignore the bottle vendor for now.
One of the two. Oh, and there's the lamp.
Okay, that makes a Eastern Pals visit look pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a full logic Eastern dip, but no map check means whether we do it. Well, there's the map check right as we say it.
Yep.
Crystals, all of them, and only Hera is a 5/6.
It's nice to see that in these runs, just because it means that Dark World might be a little easier.
And with the fact that they can already check that, it means there's a lot of holes in this sea. Where do you go? What do you check first? What is your prerogative?
I think you're still gonna go through the South Shore. Oh, there's our other lift upgrade in the library. That
Boots
means
are required.
Yep. And Cross is talking to himself.
Yep.
I don't get that one.
I don't immediately either. But Coroner here is going to just go through race game without checking the item, which can save you time if it is something you need, but in an instance like this, it's a waste of time because it's just 10 arrows. Yes, you can have this trash. Although they had no arrows currently, so it's kind of helpful. But Cross isn't going to even bother with this. And neither are going to do Dark World yet.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Looks like Twitch is going to go straight to Eastern. And
Not a bad call.
yeah, and then Cross Product is going to go and do the South Shore. Both good moves. Both could get you a lot of chests.
She's also going to buy bombs over here.
Cross is going straight to the Dark World.
Oh, and Cross is going to Dark World just from this portal.
Interesting move. I guess he probably go straight to Hype Cave.
Yeah, I think he's going for an item-dense play here and is going to go for the Hype Cave. Whereas Twitch Corner is going to go what she feels like is a logical progression based on what she has and go right to Eastern.
Well, let's see which one of these pays off to start. And there's Boots. I think that pays off.
Yeah, Cross can get his mitts. That's a bottle for Twitch Corner, though, and the flute!
Oh, man.
Wow.
So we're not going to have a lot of trouble getting around this seed.
No, not at all. That is, I think, every single mobility upgrade. We need, like, the hook shot, and that's it for mobility.
So
Alright, Cross is now going to check the crystals.
So what is Cross going to do at this point? He went back up north. Is he just going to check the rocks and then go grab his glove?
Well, knowing he has the glove, he can then go do a little check of Skull and Village of Outcasts if he wanted to. In a very convenient location.
Meanwhile, Twitch is in Eastern. 3 chests in here, or 3 items in here to get.
We should know, the longer Twitch is without those boots, the more ground Cross Product can, you know, tread faster.
Yeah, and since Twitch didn't go to activate the flute right away, it's not useful until she activates it.
It's probably her next step when she's done here, though.
But yeah, there's so many items we're getting for progression here. Like, this seed is going to be so wide open, and in a wide open seed like this, it's almost rough because you just don't know what to do. Yeah,
it's impossible to discern exactly what the game wants you to do because everything and anything is open. And in this instance, it includes Death Mountain, it includes a lot of dungeons, and depending on our pendants, it could include much more. Let's see if we can figure out what those are.
Here's our Dark World map check. Looks like Pod, Ice, and Mire are our pendants, with Mire the green pendant. And I think Thieves Town was the other red crystal.
Yep. Which means T-Rock required, Mire's not. So that flute was just a lucky find.
Well, Mire or the flute might still be required to get into deserts, depending on where the book is. Never mind, the book's right there.
Although the book's right there, so I guess not. That being said, we do still need the mirror for swap. This is a bit of an oddity already. And, you know, thinking about it, with Pod, Ice, and Mire being the pendants, Kana Samaria puts Ped on the table.
There's our mirror.
And there's the mirror. Oh my god. What do you do now? This is kind of silly.
I don't know. This is like... I mean, maybe I'd still do Thieves Town to start, just because it's an easy dungeon to get to. I mean, even without a sword, you got the cane, so blind's not a big deal.
And he's got a hammer too, but I don't think there's a lot of magic drops in Thieves.
But that is the play that Cross is going to make.
Yep, and
You,
Twitch is going to go towards Armos now, having found the last chest that she needs to check.
Yeah, about the only thing that the seed has not given these guys yet is a sword.
Yeah. They need a sword. They need a hook shot. They need the ice rod. They need the cane. And then we need whatever medallion is on T-Rock.
But we shall see how this goes. Twitch is going to be to Armos in just a minute, as Cross is checking through the front of Thieves Town. He's got to be careful. He's at 2 hearts, and everything in here does about 2 hearts of damage.
I think Cross found like every dungeon item already.
I think he's only got 2 of the 4 so far in Thieves Town.
Well, he's got the big key. He just found the map. The key was the first item he found. One of the first items.
Oh, sorry. You're right. I misunderstood what you said there. So yeah, if you got the compass, yeah, he got all 4 of the dungeon items in the front.
Well, given he's probably going to switch to the hammer soon to actually deal with some of these enemies, we might get to see whether or not he did find the compass, because I missed if he found the compass. Twitch,
But,
though, doing a decent job with the Armos Knights. He's got 1 left. Just 20 rupees for them, though.
I don't think she got anything really useful there, but she does get her first crystal.
And with Pod being a pendant, this may have been the best time for her to do Eastern. With that... Sorry.
Yeah, Cross is continuing through Thieves Town. Let's see if he finds anything interesting.
Yeah, Twitch, I expect to immediately go and unlock this flute.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, like, I'm kind of almost sitting here just wondering what's on that south shore, because this is probably the longest I've seen in the seed where people don't go check that.
Yeah, both runners skipped out on the south shore that everyone checks at the beginning of the seed. Although Twitch has a very quick flute over there when she opens it up, so...
That is very true.
I imagine she'll be headed to that next. She'll probably go to the dam.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And I mean, I know it's only 19 minutes, but 19 minutes is an eternity to leave an item-dense location like that alone.
I mean, 19 minutes is also a very short amount of time to have this much open.
That's true. This is probably just part of it, just having so much open at this point. You're just, like, overloaded. What do you do?
Well, in Cross's case, what do you do is go get blind from her cell.
Yep. Twitch is checking the sick kids, and she has a bottle. Just a piece of heart.
Not bad routing, though. Take care of it while you're here. Open up the flute. And off she goes.
And yeah, she's gonna start her South Shore checks here. Hey, there's a sword.
Just in time for blind. It's not like the sword does extra damage to blind. Blind takes the same number of hits regardless of the weapon you use, but the sword is the most simple and effective to use just for the usual way people take out blind.
And there's mushrooms growing in the dam.
And a single arrow in the big chest in Thieves. It's like Twitch is just gonna flute away again from Mini Moldorm and just actually turn to the mushroom immediately.
Not a bad move. Cross starts his blind fight.
I think she's trying something that's not going to work here. I don't believe you can flute to number 2 and... Oh, she's just going to come back later. Okay.
It's not a bad move.
But yeah, some runners would say that there's reason to not... Oh.
Cross takes a death on blind.
That's going to hurt. But yeah, some people would argue that you shouldn't turn that mushroom in immediately in the event you have an opportunity to fake powder with the Cane of Samaria. Just to get Magic Bat taken care of.
So Cross is not going to go take blind on again, which isn't a bad move, because he's got all 4 items out of the dungeon. So he can come back later and just clean it up.
Yeah. But it is a 5/6 crystal, and he does have access to Hera.
We got Twitch checking here. We got the first of our coins, the Quake coin. Not much else in there. Got a shield and a fairy in a bottle.
Oh, that fairy in a bottle will be helpful at some point.
There's another fairy in a bottle.
And Twitch gonna do the flipper stuff now, which makes perfect sense. We actually found flippers. She can even flew over the Ice Rod Cave.
I think Cross is going to do the Smith stuff now.
Based on the direction he's moving, looks like it. Gonna go grab this frog and take him to his buddy. And also do hammer pegs. It's always neat with an open seed like this, seeing like this huge split from the 2 runners.
So let's take a quick little stock on where we're... Oh, there's the Ice Rod on the hobo.
Oh, that's a relieving find.
Yeah, very relieving. So let's just take a quick stock of where we are with these runners. We have desert access with the book or the mirror and the flute. They're silvers.
Jeez.
We have Hera access with the mirror. We're still a hookshot away from full swamp access, but you do have access to the front. We have full Skull Woods access. We have full Thieves Town access. Do we know already where everything is we need for Go Mode?
No, we have a Cane of Samaria we lack.
Good point. Plus, we technically might need a medallion.
We also need the hook shot, which neither runner has found. Oh, blue mail in the waterfall cave.
But we are already like 24 minutes in. We are 3 items away that we need to find before we might know what we're for in Go Mode.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Twitch not able to afford King Ripoff over here, but she's gonna check the ledge, see if the item's important. It's not, so she's gonna walk back out and flute out. Cross, meanwhile, grabs the purple chest, the lunchbox, and is gonna check the other south checks that he did not check when he was doing Hype Cave.
Chad Post points out we do need another sword, though we usually find that around here somewhere. The sword's not our huge concern right now. Yeah, let's see what this Ice Rod Cave is. Also, just cross-check Stumpy.
Yep. Rupees on both sides. And Twitch is going to get her flute out again. Now, she can't do much on Death Mountain, so I wonder if now she'll consider going into the Dark World.
Yeah. Well, she needs to go pick up her mushroom item first.
Well, that's a good thing to remember. Hey, a sword!
Okay, so we at least know where 2 swords are. We know 2 swords, we know silvers. That's all we need for Ganon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, with that, once she goes pick up that mirror, we'll have full Death Mountain access.
Except for the stuff within Hookshot Cave, we can't quite get that yet.
Yeah, with Hookshot Cave would be our one exception.
But it looks like Twitch is going to get her boots.
That's good. So Cross is going to take the chest over to Gary here. I think that's what we call him, Gary.
I completely missed what was in the lunchbox.
I think it's just bombs.
Yeah, I don't think Cross on his little route here has found anything of note, and he's going to check Bombo's tablet. He can't get the item, though.
That's Samaria!
That's Samaria. Twitch Corner can get that as soon as she's done with Thieves Town.
Okay, so now we just need to know Hookshot and a medallion.
Well, the thing that sucks about that is Hookshot can be on Ped, this seed.
That would really make this seed interesting if it's actually there. With the book, the runners can check it.
They can check it. So yeah, Twitch is going to do the reverse south check now. And knowing where the mitts are, she will probably go grab those immediately when she's done here. She can even flew to the village straight away. And it looks like the small key was on the torch in desert.
I got the big key, so...
And the big key in the chest.
So technically it wasn't boots locked to finish the dungeon, though the right side is boots locked. So it's also worth mentioning that even though we know where all these items are, the runners still have to find them. They don't know where everything is.
Yeah.
There's another medallion.
I'm not
So
sure.
that's a 60.
Sorry.
So it's a 67% chance we know we can get into Turtle Rock. So go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure what Twitch Corner is doing here. She decided to go back towards Pod.
Maybe Pyramid Catfish?
Perhaps. That's what it looks like.
I think the last item in Desert is on Landmola. And with silver arrows, that's an easy kill.
Yeah, you can also kill Lambos with the rods, but Twitch has those. Cross has not gone back to the back of Escape yet. Nor has he done any flipper checking for the ice rod. And yeah, it does look like Twitch is going to go right over the Catfish, which is a convenient save quit location, and it's something she can just check straight off the list knowing Pod's a pendant. So it may work out in her favor. Alright, what's Catfish got this time? There's not much left that's important that he could have. But there are some nice things he could have. That's unfortunately not very nice, even though it is a heart. Alright, so Cross now on his way over to Lambo's. Gonna start that fight right away. And Twitch going back to Kakariko. Getting those Titans mitts. Cross was a little early on his first shot, but he got the other two. Very quick Lambo. Another sword. And that means that if Twitch does go to Thieves and then to Desert, she'll have Tempered Sword. That means both runners have a crystal now. And Twitch, having gotten her mitts, is actually going to go check Meyer. And I guess go into Desert that way, since she doesn't have the book. So she's going to get Master Sword here. And for the heck of it, we got Bombos on Meyer if we do need to go in there. Which is conveniently in Desert. Nothing in the Meyer shed, though, and Twitch actually decides to just leave from there. Right, she doesn't actually have the mirror yet. She'll probably go to Skull in the village now. As Cross takes another trip over to this Dark World portal. Oh, Twitch also checking King's Tomb. Oh, yeah, Cross is gonna go get his cane. Thank you, chat, for pointing that one out. Makes perfect sense. Get this item in your possession so you do not have to worry about it any longer. And King's Tomb just had arrows in it, so that did not end up panning out for Twitch at all. Alright. Cross has a piece of the Turtle Rock puzzle, but he's missing the other two pieces. Anti-Sim Flute is in Sahasrala's hut, over in the Eastern Palace area. Alright, so Cross once again back down to this location. I think he's finally gonna go to Eastern Palace. Which means he's gonna get his flute, among other things. And Twitch looks like she's finally gonna go to the village and Skullwoods. Now, she can actually clear Skullwoods, so she will probably do that first. But if she does the village first, she'll get the book and the mirror, and can check the pedestal at the same time.
She's heading towards the village, so she might be heading for book and mirror first, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's also a little scary going to Mothula with 9 hearts and only a fighter sword, so you kind of like to put that off a little bit if you can.
True. She'll have a Master Sword if she does go to the village, to the Thieves Town dungeon first. And since Lambo has a sword as well, there's that on the table for his sword as well. So Cross making his way up to Eastern Palace, gonna take out the Armos Knights. Just get that dungeon crossed off the list.
So I don't think either runner has been to Death Mountain yet, right?
Nope, Death Mountain has been a clean slate so far. Neither runner has opted to go up there.
I mean, to be fair, Cross is the only one with full access. Twitch has not picked up a mirror yet, so she can't get beyond the first, beyond a couple items.
Yeah, it looks like she's checking the hammer pegs before getting the smith. Maybe she's hoping not to do the smiths yet, which I don't think they had anything, so she'll get her silvers, and that may be all she wants.
Yeah. Yeah, the smiths in the chest wasn't anything, so she puts those off. It's not a big issue. So she might still elect to check them. Though she doesn't have the mirror yet, so it's a little less appealing without the mirror.
Well, she'll have that soon, given it's in this bottom hut right here. Since Cross has boots, his Eastern Palace will be a little faster, but it's not going to be by too much.
Yeah, small advantage to having those boots early. He didn't have the flute before, too, and Twitch has had that, and she's been able to travel a little bit easier.
Yeah, so it'll be an interesting little time difference of, does the boots make a bigger difference, or did the flute? Because they're both quite important.
Yes, very important. So, can finish Eastern right now. One thing we have to keep in mind for Cross is hopefully he does not forget about the back of Escape.
Yeah, if he forgets about that, it's gonna be a long time before he sees the Fire Rod, and he needs that for 2 dungeons.
The problem is there's so much open to him that it's very possible he doesn't go back there for a while.
Yeah, he may not be back there for a very long time.
I mean, I don't see either runner going into Swamp without the hook shot, so that's going to hold off for a while.
Cross is gonna have a quicker Armos fight, though, because he's got silvers.
Yep, 1 arrow per Armos and they're down.
That was very quick precision positioning that he just did there.
And that is his second crystal.
Yep. Twitch is working on her second one.
So let's see where Cross selects to go at this point.
Yeah, he's got a lot on the table. He's got a Sanctuary, so that can only make one wonder. Oh, he does have to get that flute turned on, so that's probably on his mind.
Yeah, he's probably going to get the flute activated first.
Nope, he remembered.
Oh good, yeah, he's going to go to the back of Escape and get his Fire Rod.
Or, well, maybe he didn't remember. He's getting this first.
He might do both. He might do this
both.
and then go straight over and check the back. Never mind.
It might honestly be easier if he does Graveyard Cliff and then ends there. So he may elect to do things in a bit of a different order.
Yeah, it's going to be very worrisome if he doesn't go back there for a while, but it's not blocking him from progress yet. The only thing that's going to be really bad is if he tries to dive Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod.
Cross has his flute online. Where does he go from here?
Might be a Death Mountain play next.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe.
see.
Twitch, meanwhile, is blazing a trail through Thieves. And remember, Cross still has to kill Blind. She can potentially get him taken care of on this pass. But doesn't have a lot of health for it. Does have a fairy, though.
Looks like he's going to make a Mire check.
Yeah, which Twitch did just earlier.
Now, I think Twitch didn't have the mirror earlier, so she couldn't check at least Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah, she could not. But we do know that we can get in, and Cross is also where he can clear. Which is troubling for multiple reasons.
Yeah, I don't know if diving a Pendant dungeon is a good idea at this point, especially when you have crystal dungeons that you can full clear.
Yeah, exactly. Neither run's going to want to do that unless they know A, Hookshot is on pedestal, go do it. Or B, they are running out of locations to check. Twitch opting to use Cannon Burner to make Blind significantly safer does down Blind. And Cross is up to Death Mountain.
Yep, this is a very item-dense location, so it makes sense. The only thing let's just hope he doesn't do is tip into Turtle Rock, though. Without the Fire Rod, he can't likely get too far.
No, he can't. Alright, Twitch, where are you going now? Looks like she is going up to Skull.
With the fire rod, she has what she needs to full clear it.
Yep, and with a Master Sword, you feel pretty good about doing Moth. Better than you would with a Fire Sword. That was a lot of money for the old man escort.
Yeah, there's gonna be two items here in Skullwood, so let's see if those pay off.
Well, there's also the killing of the another crystal acquisition, and more importantly, she can check Ped while she's here.
If Ped has a required item, that would be big.
There's the cape. That was either a rupee or a heart that was in the spectacle rock.
It was a rupee.
And
I think it was a
rupee. And Cross is also gonna go. Oh no, he's just gonna mirror from here. I thought he was going to do Spike Cave for a moment there.
His next stop is likely here after probably checking the ether tablet.
Yeah. The tablet is laid between two rocks that look, for some reason, like pancakes in some ways in the Dark World.
Just an arrow upgrade on the ether tablet. Yeah, they do look like pancakes with syrup flowing down them.
Yeah. And Twitch actually decided, after checking the front, quickly check bumper case, and she just found that cape. Nothing in there. I imagine she's just gonna go right back into the woods. Or, no, she's actually gonna just check the top stuff.
Yeah, she can check Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb Click here.
She actually did King's Tomb. This is just for Graveyard Cliff.
Oh, fair point.
We've got a basement Hera.
Yep. Most likely time for a coffee break. Or Cross is just going to dodge.
It's more interesting than taking the coffee break. Your copy's not going to attack you, unlike the room.
I feel like he's showing off a little bit.
He might be. There, he's maybe trying to set up for a death warp. Who knows? He's down to only 3 health.
Doesn't really need a death warp. He's got the mirror.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Probably is showing up just a little bit. Alright, Coroner goes back into Dark World. I guess it's probably gonna make her way back to the woods now. Cross gets big key. Continues up Hera. And yeah, Cross also has that fairy, so he couldn't death warp even if he was trying to.
So Cross is making his way through the top. Twitch is going to head into the back area of Skullwoods.
And she has one item. I don't think she got the second yet. No, but as polling this would indicate.
Yeah, this is not a fun room without the cane.
Well, I believe the Stalfos are vulnerable to Quake, but you still have to kill them by slicing them afterwards. Not the Stalfos, the Gibdos.
Could also fire rod them if you wanted to, but you want to save your magic.
Or silver arrows. She's got silver arrows. Cross is going to go up to Moldorm. This is the other 5-6 crystal. The first one was on Thieves Town. I'm blind.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cross will not be able to check it until he goes back to Kill Blind.
No. Alright, Twitch, are you checking Ped first? Or are you going to go in first? Looks like she's going to go in first. Ped check may not even cross her mind. On the top of Cross, he's on Moldorm. Moldorm can be killed with 3 Hammer Strikes or 3 Master Sword Spins. Take your pick. A mix of the two is enough for Cross to get through. Just money in Hera.
And look, yep, Hera came up empty, but he's got right side's Death Mountain coming up next.
Yeah, and right side, maybe item dense, but we're still not looking for that many items at this point. Oh, Twitch got grabbed.
Ooh, that hurts. Well, it doesn't really hurt. It just stings a little.
Well, she did at least conserve her magic, and was planning to with the lamp as well. So she's just going to shoot a few more arrows at these Gibdos, ideally. Should be a little more careful with the Wall Master this time.
Cross with boots can get through Spiral Cave much faster.
Finds more bombs. Coroner now going to go to the back portion. Gets tagged by the bunny beam, so... she's also short a key, so she does have to kill the Gibdo in this room.
Using those silver arrows to good effect since she doesn't want to use her magic.
Yeah, she is making good use of those. But the other enemies in the room are not letting her get the shots in very easily. Cross now in Paradox Cave for 7 items. As Twitch goes down the Moth. We wish Moth was vulnerable to silvers.
Yeah, this is an annoying fight, just because if you knock him back into the spikes, he takes no damage. Looks like she's employing Fire Rod and Master Sword for this.
Makes sense. Not a bad idea.
There's her Tempered Sword.
Which technically would be Butter's sword, but that's the 4th sword. And Twitch decides to actually down her blue potion instead of letting the fairy take effect, because she can use a few more Fire Rod shots. Gets through. And Moth has a compass. So I think there's still one more item she's looking for. And I think it's in the big chest, because she hasn't found the big key yet.
So she's going to have to go back in, I think, to get the big key and then go to the big chest.
Yep.
There's our last medallion.
Yep, there's Ether.
Which so we can access.
We'll have access, and she is checking Ped.
Right.
Very important information on both sides coming up here. That is a heart container on Ped, so Ped's dead, and it's Quake we need for T-Rock, which was on the South Shore.
So, yeah, we can't... So Cross can't go into Turtle Rock yet. He needs to go to some of these areas and get the items that Twitch has already picked up. And that's the only check chest Cross can check in there. He's got to come back with the hook shot. Does Super Bunny Cave pay off?
No, and it looks like Twitch went to go do Smith's. I don't think she actually went back for the last item.
Huh, that could be big if that's the hook shot.
And Cross, with nothing left to check, goes to Spike Cave and is going to end his Death Mountain trip here. So yeah, the only unknown left in this seed for us is the hook shot.
Yeah, where is that hook shot?
Yeah, we are an item away from no mode, whereas these runners are about 2 to 3 items apiece away from go mode. Cross is missing a lot more, though they're in relatively simple to find locations. He just hasn't checked them yet.
So what's Cross's next move? Is he going to finally go check the South Shore?
You can say there's a lot he still has to do. No, he's going to turn in the mushroom.
Now, I'm going to be interested to see if he save and quits after this, because he might try to preserve that mushroom, since he just did a save and quit.
Oh, you mean reset instead of doing a save?
Yeah, reset instead of doing a save and quit.
Well, we know this is a sword, though. You take butter for a mushroom exchange, so fake powder ain't gonna happen this seed. Nope, Twitch almost left the chest behind. If she continues along the path she's going on, she'll have her Canis Samaria shortly as well.
And that would give her full Turtle Rock access once she goes up to Death Mountain.
Not to mention, she'd be just short the hookshot at that point. She would have every other item she needs for the completion of the seed.
And Pokeshot could easily be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. But it could also be in Swamp, which no one wants. Could also be in the hands of this greedy fish over here that Cross is heading towards. Who I believe Cross completely skipped the Waterfall Fairy. He hasn't done any of the Flipper stuff yet. There's a blue male in that cave.
Yeah, looks like Twitcher's going for the tablet.
I was going to say that I thought Cross forgot he had flippers, but he just used them right there, so he knows he has flippers. Got a big old heart container from Zora. And Twitch has her cane. Probably gonna go right to Desert, since she can just go into the... Well, she might flute there, too.
No, she can check Agina. I don't think we've checked him yet.
I think Cross did check Agina before he left. And Cross gonna get the blue mail. And just 10 arrow expansion in there, so yeah, not worth it. Cross probably going to go check Hobo, and this will give him the ice rod he's been missing. Now he's gonna do Ice Cave first, then he may do Hobo.
I don't think he's done Mini Moldorm yet either, so...
Nope, he has not done any of the typical South Shore checks yet. Because of how open the seed was. Alright. Twitch is fluting to 1, she's finally coming up to Death Mountain.
So she can complete Hera right now. If she goes to checks Turtle Rock, she can complete that if she wants to.
I would be sorely tempted, especially since there's a sword up on the mountain here. She'll be at Tempered, and that's pretty comfortable for Trinexx.
Absolutely. Tempered blue male, more in good enough shape. As long as you got a potion, which I think she did go back and buy.
I do not remember if she did, but she has a fairy as well. Alright, Cross now gonna... Is he finally going there? Yeah, he's finally going to Mini Moldorm Cave. At about an hour into the seed, he's checking this finally. Tells you how open-ended the seed was.
Absolutely, because you could have gone here at any point. It's crazy that you had so much open that you could put this off for so long.
Alright, so he now knows he can get in the Turtle Rock.
Now, without the Fire Rod, though, it's not an appealing option.
No, he's still missing both the Fire Rod and the Ice Rod, which Twitch Coroner has.
Now, we gotta hope that at this point Cross decides to go check the Hobo before he goes to get the Fire Rod, because if he gets the Fire Rod first, he might be tempted to dive Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod.
Well, he's gone back to his house. So he's probably gonna do the island and the Hobo swim.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's gonna do.
As Coroner goes to do Hera.
Let's take some quick stock on our runners. Coroner just needs the hook shot for go mode. Cross still needs both rods, soon to be just one rod, and the hook shot.
Yep. On another note, both have finished 3 dungeons. Cross, however, has Blind basically ready on the 4th. And Coroner will be getting her 4th done right now in Hera. Hera's also the 5-6 crystal pair, so she'll have access to the Pyramid Fairy after this too. So Cross with his newly acquired Ice Rod.
He might be going back for blind, or he might be doing a Skull Woods check.
Well, he can't clear Skullwood, so... he's staying away from it a little longer.
Yeah, I think he's just going to clean up blind right now.
He may also consider, I don't believe he's done Graveyard Cliff and those checks yet, so he may do that and try to finally get back to the back of Escape.
Yeah, so He's got with the butter sword and blue mail. Though butter sword doesn't make a difference on blind, just gives you a little extra reach. But he should be more than good enough shape to take out blind this time.
Yeah, the extra longevity Cross now has will keep him alive. That and the fairies in his pocket.
And then this would open up Pyramid Fairy for him too.
Cross having much less trouble this time around, especially since the fire shield can also block some of the projectiles from the heads. Down blind goes.
That'll be his 4th crystal.
These two are basically neck and neck after that split.
Yeah, this race could really come down to if Cross goes to find that fire rod, and then who finds the hook shot first.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little race here that we are going to have. Just for a lot of it, is going to be just execution.
Yeah, Cross is going to do his North Shore checks right now. Hopefully this does land him into the back of escape to get that fire rod.
I imagine it will, because the back of escape is a good save quit point. Which Cross would ideally want to do when he's done with these checks anyways.
Looks like Twitch tried to do the fast dash up to the top floor here, but got knocked into the pit.
Yeah, it's a little weird to set up. I've tried it again and also missed it once again. There's a weird little clip in the hitbox. I don't entirely understand it myself. Cross, you have a terrible time reaching bombs right now, I just noticed.
He does. His menu is not friendly for bombs.
I imagine Coroner's here is pretty close as well. Coroner, don't hit that mirror by accident, please.
And meanwhile, this is, yeah, Cross is fleeing away. I have to think he might have just forgotten about the back of escape.
That's gonna sting pretty bad too, because that item is very important. It may lead him to using like bombos to dip Ice Palace, for instance, if he gets to that point. In fact, what he's doing right now looks like a swamp dip.
That's not... I mean, he could find the hook shot in here, but beyond that...
Or the pyramid.
Oh, pyramid, yeah, that works too. But Twitch got her 4th crystal. She's heading to the right side. She'll get her tempered sword, and then she'll have the option to go into Turtle Rock.
Yes, she will. She'll also have an ether tablet that she'll be able to, ether medallion rather, that she'll see across the way. She's actually gonna go over to T-Rock's entrance first and get it open. Just use the portal for more convenient travel around the location.
Yeah. I wonder if she's not expecting to be able to go into Turtle Rock.
Well, to her surprise, she has just the medallion she needs.
I definitely would consider going into Paradox Cave and Super Bunny Cave and all of that before going in. She's going to open it. Let's see what she likes to do.
She probably will do her checks, but knowing she can go into T-Rock will probably elect to actually go in. She can clear it, and that's a rarity when you come up the mountain. Just one trip, both dungeons? Why would you say no?
Yeah, she's going to check these other caves first.
Alright, so Pyramid Fairy does not have the hook shot.
Just 2 more pieces of heart. So what is Cross's next move? Well, I'm not sure why she's going to pick up Ether.
I was going to say, yeah, she is picking up Ether, but if Cross is going where what are you doing, Cross?
I think he might have remembered this. What is he doing?
Yeah, like, I entirely apologize for interrupting you there, but it's like, Cross, what are you doing?
I don't know what he's doing at this point.
I don't think he does either.
Twitch is going to pick up Ether, but don't need Ether if you know what the medallion for both dungeons is.
She does know it for both, but maybe she just wants it for potential room clearouts. Ether can be effective in some areas. Oh, are you just going in, Twitch? Oh, this is a gutsy move.
Yeah, she didn't pick up the tempered sword out here. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, she didn't do any of the light Death Mountain checks. She's just gonna go into Turtle Rock. Which, good on her, but this is gonna make Trinexx a really difficult fight. See if she's practiced a Hammer Trinexx fight, because she's gonna need to use it. Oh my god.
Oh, there's the hook shot. And
That's go mode.
that is go mode for Twitch. At just over an hour in.
I don't know if she realizes it, but she is in go mode.
Is Cross finally gonna remember escape?
It looks like it. Also, can anyone say Jet Seed? Because these items were all laid out pretty kindly. It's just like the cane was in a somewhat bad spot, but it was kind of convenient to route.
Meanwhile, yeah, Cross finally remembered. He's gonna have his fire rod. Yeah, this seed's been really nice for routing, because you have not had to dip a pendant dungeon at all.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, this is going to be, for Twitch Corner, it's going to be a Go Mode Desert, it's going to be a Go Mode Swamp, and a relative Go Mode through T-Rock.
Now, if Cross goes... No, it looks like he's not going to go back up to Death Mountain. What's he... Alright, he's pulling out the flute. Let's see where he goes.
Yeah, because Cross is now just short of hookshot as well. If he goes up to Death Mountain, he'll know he's in Go Mode as well. But he's gonna go deal with Moth now that he has that fire rod.
Which is not a bad move. This is 2 quick checks. And if you find the hookshot in his mind, you can Go Mode Turtle Rock later.
Yeah.
But I gotta imagine, knowing what he knows, he's gotta come up to the... He's gonna come up here next. Or go up to Turtle Rock.
Twitch getting trolled a little bit by the Stalfos on the platform she was trying to get to, got knocked back onto her moving Samaria platform. Now, the one thing to note, though, is Twitch will still get Tempered Sword because of the sword that's on the Lambos, but she will not get the Butter Sword because it's on Death Mountain, and she won't be checking that.
Ooh.
Oh, nailed by a chomp, though.
I think she has fairies.
She does. She still has both of them because she opted to use a potion earlier.
Yeah, this room can be very rough to get through.
She does need the chest in this room, too. It's the key she needs to move on.
And Cross is going straight back to Mothula. He's not checking any chests.
I wonder if he has an intuition. There he's going to do the back first and then work to the front. That's something some runners do.
That is true, yeah. Some runners do let's do the back first. Because it can route a little bit better.
I believe it will in this instance. Twitch Corner, though, doesn't have the big key, so she's going to need to get that from its vanilla spot, and that means we're probably going to have to do Laser Bridge for a remaining key. Good job with the getting the bunny beam off her, too.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what she was doing there. That is a nice move. Well, Cross is already through Mothula. With the Butter Sword, it basically cut through Moth like butter.
Yep. In vanilla LTTP, that Butter Sword would actually not hurt Moth at all. The rando devs had to code so that it could actually hurt him. It was something about the damage assignment of the Butter Sword being equivalent to that of spikes, which Moth is immune to, because his arena is full of them.
Okay, yeah, he's going back in. He's gonna just clearing this out in reverse order.
Now, Twitch does still need to check the big chest of this dungeon because she doesn't know if the key's in there. But she does not need to check Mimic Cave. And that'll be kind of the sign that tells us, does she realize she's in go mode?
Yeah. I think Cross is going to make a...
Oh,
no.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, she's going to Mimic Cave. I don't think she... Either she needs more safeties, or she doesn't realize she's in go mode.
It's probably the latter. I have to imagine. Cross getting his pet information, knowing that he does not need to deal with that.
It could be what chat just brought up, too. She might just want a better sword for the end.
True. She's unfortunately not going to find it in here. If she goes to Desert after this, she'll find it. And let's hope for her sake she does, because otherwise she's going to be checking all of Swamp for it, and no thanks. There's the key she needed too, so...
And there's
Sorry.
Cross gets his first item. I think the other item's in the big chest, right?
Oh, no, then, because the cape was the other item. I guess there was an item there. I thought it was a key.
Yeah, the boomerang's one of those items that's really easy to forget you picked up.
Yeah, that would do it. She definitely has it, too. She just used it. Completely missed when she picked it up. It was in Skull.
Yeah, I think I forget to mark that boomerang off every time I get it, because I just don't even really think it's an item.
Well, it's on my tracker, so I know to mark it off, but yeah. It's not the most... the thing you remember the most. Yeah, I actually use Cross's tracker, so... it's a pretty convenient one. Cross is going to get the cape here, and he's going to be done with Skull.
So let's see where he elects to go next. If he goes up to Turtle Rock, then I think we got a good race here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And Twitch Coroner needs to find a key on Laser Bridge. And she's low on health. I think she still has one more fairy, but... you may want to open that back entrance now.
Yep, looks like that's what she's going to do. So assuming Cross goes straight into Turtle Rock, he'll get his hookshot, he'll be in go mode. And then this is basically going to be a race to the end. Twitch will eventually pick up her Tempered Sword on Lambo. But, which the difference between Tempered and Butter is not that big, but it might be big enough that Cross, even though he seems a little behind right now, can easily go ahead.
Yeah, the big differences with Tempered and Butter are Gauntlet and Ganon. Twitch, I think you had another fairy.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to refill her health and forgot she had another fairy. Which kind of sucks. There she fell off by accident. It's entirely possible. Cross tried to get a fairy. It was able to get it. So, Twitch is going to have pretty much the distance of T-Rock between her and her opponent. And depending on how quick she gets through Desert, they may be in Swamp at the same time.
But this is not an easy fight. Master Sword Trinexx. Hopefully we'll use Hammer, but if she doesn't have a potion refill, she's got to be very, very careful on this, because with Master Sword, you basically have to use your rod shots precisely to get through this. Yeah,
you really need to use the hammer, which she is going to. It's just kind of awkward to aim the hammer up. In that fire hit locks into position nicely, but she's having a little bit of trouble hitting it.
Meanwhile, Cross has his hook shot, and he is now in go mode.
Yeah, there's nothing else he's looking for. Just a little late from Twitch on getting the ice head locked into place before it could shoot some ice. And she needs to be careful, too. She's shooting the fire rod in the wrong locations.
Yeah, if she runs out of magic, she has to mirror out.
I think she's got one shot left and has to make it count. Got it.
Okay, good.
That was just in time. Wow.
Now pull out the hammer for the main body.
She could also just do 10 sword slices, which is what she appears to be electing to do.
Yeah, the sword is a little safer. It does take more time.
Well, that and she's kind of low on health and probably doesn't want to risk the hammer, especially now.
Well, she's got to be very careful.
Yeah, she's trying to keep her distance. The last thing you want to do is mess up Trinexx after you've done the hard part. Down he goes.
Oh, very nice work. That was a little nerve-wracking, but she gets through it.
Very clutch Trinexx by Twitch. She's probably feeling pretty good after that based on those sword slices. Oh, Cross got nailed by the chops.
But I think he might have a fairy still.
Yep, he's got one more. Alright, Coroner needs to go to desert next. If she goes to swamp, it's going to be a big problem. Is she still checking locations?
She is. Now, it's not a bad thing if she decides to go into Light World Death Mountain here, because she'll get her Tempered Sword, but I don't know if she realizes she's in go mode.
I guess that's gotta be it. Well, there's another potion. That would have been nice. And she's probably looking for Tempered Sword, and if she does search the mountain for it, she will find it, but... Oh, there's Red Mail, too.
That's a very nice upgrade to have, especially if you're a little nervous about the end.
Yeah.
She's playing on her mirror. I think she's going to check Paradox Cave.
Well, she might check Spiral first. Or she's gonna flute. I guess she wanted to check Hookshot Cave because it's right there. Back to Link's house?
She's going to Swamp,
she's
I
going
think.
to Swamp. Please go mode this dungeon. Please don't check every chest in it.
Wait, did Cross forget the big key?
Yeah, it looks like Chad is saying he forgot that the big key was in its vanilla location. Yeah, he'll realize it when he tries to open this chest here.
Yep.
And he can't mirror back either. He's got to walk all the way back.
So that's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Well, Twitch is going into Swamp. Please go mode this dungeon, Twitch. I know you can't hear me, but please go mode it. The last thing I want to see is this very close race taken about by kind of just miscounting your items, in a way.
Well, we'd have to ask her afterwards. I don't think we're going to be able to interview her because she did mention she doesn't have a mic. But, as a newer player, you might just feel a little intimidated by the game and you might want some extra safeties because 11 hearts and Master Sword, maybe going through the end feels a little rough.
Yeah, she may just be checking convenient locations for what she can, because she did skip the first item in the swamp. She may just go right through the end. And there's a couple of quick items you can actually check in here.
Yeah, she might just be going for a few more items beyond what a lot of runners might choose to go for, just to feel a little safer.
Well, Desert should give her the last safety she needs in the form of a Tempered Sword. That should hopefully be enough to get her really going.
Well, we'll know for a minute here to see what she does in this room.
Yeah, we'll see what she does in this room, and we'll see what she does in... Well, she didn't hookshot for the key, first off, but I guess she just doesn't realize she can do it from the other side there.
Yeah, so I think she's partial go moding this. She's checking a few extra chests.
She's in a tentative go mode. She's just grabbing what she can in the event it has something that she's looking for, which in this case is a sword. Cross doing some laser skips.
Of course, the small key he needs is in the last chest he checks.
Yep. Just block that Samaria block out of existence.
Yeah, Cross is going to head down to Trinexx. He'll have a much easier fight here with the Butter Sword.
Yeah, and he has to do Swamp after this, which obviously won't take long either. Twitch is also going to have to fight Argus here on a Master Sword, which is also going to be a little slower, because the R guy that Argus has take 2 Master Sword swings to kill. Bar Sword you can take him out easy with.
Yeah. I mean, she can also look to use some spins. To use only 1 spin per puff. And she might try to double puff, we'll see.
Yeah, this race is going to be close, and it could actually just come down to a left-right gamble. Or even a tile room gamble, who knows?
Cross just slashed right through those first heads, and Trinexx main body just needs 3 slashes and it's down.
Yeah, with 75 minutes on the clock, Cross is down to 1 crystal. And it looks like Twitch is trying to do master spins. She poked the puff there, so she didn't get that one off.
So yeah, Cross should be heading straight to Swamp from here.
Yeah, there's no hesitation but to go to Swamp right now.
And it looks like she's having a little bit of trouble with this, but she's getting it down.
Yeah. And she knows he's vulnerable to silvers. Nice shot. Argus can be a thing to hit with those sometimes.
Just a piece of heart. She grits her 6th crystal, and she should be heading to desert.
Yep. Cross is going to enter Swamp as she leaves it.
So yeah, I think Twitch should get to GT before Cross, but Cross might have the better sword here. So yeah, it is definitely going to be, could be as simple as a gamble on which side you take.
Looks like Twitch is also going to go buy another potion.
But yeah, it doesn't never hurts to have those extra potions.
Yep, she's got 2 blues now. Actually, going to go for 3, I think, because she's out of... Yeah, she's just going to fill her stock because she's out of fairies. Alright, cross into Swamp.
And wait, why is she going to ice? Why is she going here?
Oh, is her tracker mismarked? Does she think that she has to get the green pendant?
Oh, Twitch, turn around.
Twitch, you don't have to... Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Well, I don't know what to mark this up to. So...
Yeah, maybe she's mismarked her tracker. She thinks this is a crystal?
Well, although everybody's saying she would hear that it's pendant music, so... She might have the music off for all we know, but... Even then, you would... she checked the map multiple times. She either has mismarked her tracker, or maybe isn't even using one.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's going on.
Yeah, well, this is gonna cost her a gargantuan amount of time. That's nice, but it's still gonna cost her a lot of time.
Cross is working his way through Swamp Palace right now. He'll be at Argus in like a minute.
Yeah, Cross will now definitely be first to GT. Yeah, I don't know why she's in here. She either thinks she has to do Mire or thinks she has to do Ice.
Maybe she just doesn't. Maybe she doesn't think desert's a crystal. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's about all we can really say.
Because she did go into desert, I think, and grab some items.
No, she never went to desert.
Okay, she didn't. All right, maybe she just thinks desert's a pendant.
Well, she's trying to bomb jump here. Yeah, and chat is saying she actually doesn't have audio, so she doesn't know it's a pendant from that to tell either. Good bomb jump, though.
Crosses through the first phase of Argus, 2 slashes. He'll be done with Argus. He'll have his 7th crystal, and he'll be in go mode. Or he'll be up on his way to GT. He's already in go mode.
Yeah, no, he's going up to GT. That also means it's going to be time for a little guessing game.
So there are 22 chests in Ganon's tower. Which do you think will have the big key? Get your guesses in chat. For those of you who have subscribed to one of the Speed Gaming Network channels or donated 250 bits, you are eligible to be entered into our leaderboard if you are the first person with the correct guess.
Okay, so I do want to know really quick here. Twitch just go moded ice, so I think she has a misremembered dungeon.
Okay, yeah, that would make some sense then why she came in here.
So if she's go moding this dungeon, it's because she thinks this is a crystal when in reality it's the green pendant. We'll have to see whether or not if she goes in like chat when she's done with the race, she can give us an idea as to why she may have come in here. Like whether it was a mismarked tracker or just her remembering the wrong dungeon.
And she takes a potion here, so she can continue fire riding the puffs, which does considerable damage to them.
Yeah. Well, what did they have? A key. No, she got half magic out of the deal, but it wasn't even the green pendant, it's the blue pendant. Oh, that's probably why she mistook it. She thought it was a blue crystal.
Yeah, that could be right there what happened.
Alright, Cross is entering GT. Alright, so Twitch is probably gonna check her map real quick. Yeah, now she knows. Now she knows.
Alright, here we go.
We're going off the number of... based on what Cross opens, the torch does count. We got no key on right side, so if it's on right side, you're gonna have to bring a key over.
Well, there's number 3. It's the small key on the torch.
That is gonna be Rip Bob, because if there's a key there, you usually take it.
Next up, we've got the Stalfos room here.
Yep.
Twitch is gonna Twitch is gonna pick up her big key, and then she should head straight to Landmola's.
Yeah, she'll probably just mirror out when she finds this here. Yep. So yeah, if she kind of knew she was in go mode, she must have searched a little bit for items. She just remembered what was a crystal and what was blue pendant in the reverse. It's not in the Stalfos room.
4 through 7. Up next is 8 in the fire bar room.
Nope, not in there. 9 is the upcoming fire snake room in a little while. It's gonna be about a minute before Cross gets over there.
Twitch is working her way to the Landmola fight. With silver arrows or fire rod, it's very easy.
Yep. Now I wonder with this blue pendant screw up what she's gonna do for her route in GT, because she may take a gamble and go right first. Thinking she's behind having done that.
Chest 9 is a piece of hearts. Next up is the Rando room. I think it's named that because people generally only go there in Rando. Twitch has the fire rod out for the Landmola fight. Cross skipped the Rando room?
Did he seriously skip the Rando room? Cross, you can't get back.
He passed on the Rando room.
Oh, that hurts. Well, if it's in there, Twitch has a realistic chance of coming back.
If it's in that room...
Yeah, Cross is just all messed up now.
So if that room has it, there's a chance for Twitch to get back into this race.
Yeah, she has a chance too if it's on right side, because she could gamble that first, thinking she's really behind with the pendant miss-up. But that's also going to screw up our count a little bit here, because the Rando room is typically 10 through 13, but Bob is going to be number 10 now.
We go in the order that they're checked, not in the order that we usually see the runners go.
Yep, and we also go off of the person who enters GT first.
That's
So-
chest 10.
Bob hoarding some money for himself.
I almost figured maybe we went to NMG mode for a minute.
Oh, he might have. Who knows? Chat also saying he may have walked onto it by accident. I suppose when you play NMG, sometimes your NMG like muscle memory kicks in and you do the wrong thing.
There's 11, 12, 13.
Alright, it was in 13, so Cross is still fine. Twitch needs to get to the ice almost as fast as she can. Which means we also need to see who won in chat.
And looks like the first person to guess 13 was Levon Firestorm, which I think he was the first one to get his guess in.
Very quick guess by Love on Firestorm. And that win will get added to the general tally of people who have guessed these keys correctly.
And there's our leaderboard in chat if you'd like to see who everybody else who's on the board. So
Yeah. If Cross did check random room, that would have been chest 17.
Cross has to be careful here. He's down to a heart and a half. I think he's got some safeties though.
I believe he does, yeah.
Yeah, Twitch is going left. Left right, I don't think it matters too much when it's an ice Armos, but yeah, still good to see. Cross is going to take the safety door here to grab some fairies.
Yeah, he's a little too low to risk anything. And he doesn't have any safeties left, I believe, so... Makes sense.
Cross is starting his gauntlet as Twitch works her way through the left side.
Yep, in the possession of that temperate sword. Oh, and Chad is saying
yeah.
that he has one more fairy, but he's trying to not lose it.
Those Stalfos is giving him a tough time.
She's actually... Oh, yeah, for Cross, yeah, giving a really tough time. Could use Fire Rod if he's sick of it, which it appears he might be. Nope, trying to do even more bombastic thing.
He's really sick of it.
He has probably just come to the general assumption of, well, I just messed up Rando Room and got bailed out. Let's just make sure nothing else goes wrong, okay? Let's just make sure no more accidents happen.
Yeah, Cross working through the rest of the gauntlet. That Stalfos room was honestly one of the hardest ones, just because of how those Stalfos jump. And
Yeah.
he's just doing the bombos again on this one.
If you have a half magic Fire Rod, you can go through the Stalfos room with a little more efficiency, but he's probably trying to save his magic a little bit. Especially with no refills.
Let's see if he... Well, he's got butter. He only needs 2 slashes per head with butter here.
True. And Twitch is just about 2 minutes behind him, I would say, at this point. Not going to be too far behind, but that ice dip did cost her greatly.
So on the 5th floor, got two Wizrobe rooms to go through. Let's see if Cross passed on, though.
I do love these cane rooms, though. It's a great implementation of what is, I think, typically, especially in the normal game, an underutilized item. Playing casual, you wouldn't think to use it in that fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cross didn't pass up on much in that rando room. Twitch is going to head to Ice Armos. She'll get her Master Key, or Big Key in a minute here.
I didn't quite get the teleporter skip. Just gonna take the teleporters.
Cross almost ran out of magic, but he had just enough to get through that room.
Yeah. If Corner wants to try and catch up to Cross at this point, she has to hope that he either gets trolled a lot by Trolldorm, has a bad Aga, falls to Ganon, or runs out of magic. But it would take a couple of these in conjunction with one another to really set Cross back.
Now, Cross does have to be a little more careful here because he's only on blue mail. Well, Twitch has red mail.
Yeah, red mail on a temperate sword means Twitch is much less likely to die. Not to mention she has a full assortment of blue potion that she can just drink at any time. Cross does opt to open the last chest of the run, having a little bit of money in it.
And he'll be on his way to his Aga fight as Twitch is beginning her climb.
Alright, Cross on Aga 2. Let's see how bad these parents are. That could be decent at least. Yeah, you got a double off that.
So it's the double. Looks like you set up for
That
another
one's
double.
friendlier.
No, you only got a single on that one.
He could have gotten a double. There were two on top of each other there.
Oh, I did get a double on that last one.
Yep, the
So
triple
three
double.
doubles.
Which means Cross goes on to Ganon, and with Butter Sword, early Ganon phases are not something you have to worry about.
He's at 9 hearts, so he has to be a little careful. But, yeah, this is not too bad.
According to chat, he does still have a spare fairy in hand, so he should be okay if he does take a little too much damage. Falling off this side, however, is where things might become problematic. And it looks like Coroner also going to use the safety room. A little surprised she didn't drink a potion. She's got a full set of them. Take about as much time as what she's doing here. Needless to Gauntlet.
Well, Cross has already got enough slashes to get to phase 3. Ooh, Ganon is starting with some warps. Now, it's worth noting that both runners will face the same warp pattern in their first fight on Ganon.
Yeah, but if Cross falls, the warp pattern will change and just go to the next set of numbers on the actual seed. Man, that was a lot of teleports on all like fronts.
So now it's 4 silver arrows to finish this.
Cross
Cross
completely missed Ganon there.
It doesn't bother the torch glitch, but with the silver arrows, you don't need it.
Well, I think he was hoping to hit Ganon and get a silver hit in before lighting the torch. But it was a little far away. 1 hit to go. That should do it right there.
Yeah, and that will do it for this run. We will get Cross's official time once he has crossed the bridge.
Cross Products has officially won this race with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 17 seconds. We indeed. Very fitting Triforce message. Exhilarating seed. Hopefully we'll be able to get Cross in here for an interview.
I think Twitch just saw that Cross finished. She also is almost out of magic. She might need to pop a blue potion. No, she did just get... Well, she's probably going to need to pop a blue potion for this next room.
Oh, she'll almost certainly need to. She doesn't have the magic to light these torches. Oh, with the
lamp,
maybe.
she might.
And yeah, as you can see, even with that mistake, Twitch is not going to be too far behind Cross. This would have been a pretty good and close race. Just the one Ice Palace mistake. Like, I imagine that was seeing blue pendant as blue crystal. And she'll know better for next time, I imagine. But she will be a force, I feel, in 0-1. She actually raced pretty well.
So yeah, we're going to see if we can get Cross Product in here for an interview.
Looks like Twitch is also going to open up these remaining chests for the heck of it.
So she can grab her magic refill here, and she'll be on our Moldorm fight. Cross is going to join us for an interview, but he's probably just taking a quick break beforehand.
Yep. I also do want to note real quick, chat mentioning that this race actually finished before the one that started about 30 minutes ago because of how quick this seed was.
Yeah, the only item that really got to our runners was the... Oh, I think she's not happy
with that chest. Not happy with that chest. Gonna do it again. Do I hear a third time? That's a good way to let off a little bit of steam.
Cross join us in just a minute. Twitch did decline an interview before the race. I don't think she has a mic. She might stop and chat. She might not. It's up to her.
Yeah. Might give us a little bit of insight as to what happened there. And we do have a small little lull here. If you like what you saw from these two, please give them a follow on Twitch. This was a really good race, as Twitch gets a triple. Great Aga.
She'll be on her Ganon fight here in just a minute.
Oh, jeez. Bow on Ped. Yeah, that would suck for sure on that particular seed.
And there's
product.
Easily could have been a sub-hour and a half, but oops.
Yeah, that fire rod.
Did you guys know if you miss Rando Room, you can't get back through the teleporters?
Yeah, it's happened to me at least once.
Oops.
Yeah, your opponent's at Ganon currently. She dipped ice, I think, thinking it was a crystal. You two have been really close.
Oh, no. You know, it's funny.
Yeah, she got the hookshot before you and T-Rock.
Oh, okay. I remember, like, I saw out of the corner of my eye, okay, one of those two bottom dungeons is a pendant, and I was pretty sure it was Ice Palace, but I was listening intently to the music when I entered Swamp. So
yeah,
that was fine.
We noticed that
playing without audio.
Yeah, she doesn't have her music turned on.
Well,
she's down to a 1 heart. So she's gonna pop a potion here. So what about that fire rod? Did you forget about the back of escape?
I didn't forget about it. There were just so many things that opened up.
This was a really open, and really all the items you needed were not in very hard places to find. Like, the one arguable one was the Samaria on Bombos, but routing would make it convenient to get anyways.
You know, what was funny is when I went to check Bombos' tablet, I was this close to leaving the portal at the bottom of the cliff. I'm like, I might get a sword upgrade in desert. Maybe I should leave a portal here. But I was like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
That's
did
fine.
get that sword upgrade.
My biggest disappointment, I think, was my menuing and my bonks. And dying the blind wasn't good. I think I'm going to say that I had like a really clutch moment where I thought I hit blind, but I didn't, I guess because fighter sword length.
Yeah. Twitch down to our last hit on Ganon here, meanwhile, and down the pit goes. So you think it was a somewhat sloppy seed, but still a pretty fast one?
I mean, I don't know. None of the pendant dungeons were required. I didn't even walk into any of them. The only thing was Ice Rod on Hobo. It was kind of tough to route that in because I want to go to the higher density spots first.
Yeah.
And then the Fire Rod, I mean, that was really my mistake for not checking back of escape sooner. You saw that I was, after checking the pyramid, I was like, okay, I gotta go into Hyrule Castle. Like, I've got to go through like 10 rooms to go this way. What the heck am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a quick. Twitch did finish in second place with an official time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 11 seconds. As we mentioned, she doesn't have a mic for an interview, and we don't. She might stop and chat, but we're not sure.
That was still a really good race, though. That was a very entertaining one to watch, because you two took very different takes on where to go this season. It panned out pretty interestingly.
Yeah, the route that I took was completely new to me. I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I was like, I haven't. I realized I was about almost an hour in, and like, I didn't check Mini Moldworm Cave yet. This is pretty
Yeah, it was
crazy.
like almost an hour in, and you go to check Mini Moldworm Cave for the medallion for T-Rock.
Yeah, I think we were saying like 20, 30 minutes in, we knew where almost everything was for go mode, except for that hook shot.
Yeah, it was absurd how much you guys had to find. And the fact that it was just the first chest in T-Rock was extremely convenient.
I wasn't really too worried. I figured anytime I can full clear a crystal dungeon, that's always the place I want to go.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to submit the collection rate and in-game time, or?
Well, we're supposed to see it on stream, I believe, which just came up. That was 138 items.
That's pretty low.
And your menu time was sub 3, but we could see one of the problems was your bombs were just not in a good place on the menu.
Yeah.
That entire file just like mostly empty.
Someone's a chess player. Oh no, wait, that would be a rank in chess if you're talking about the horizontal. I don't know. Hey, you guys know that this is Link to the Past and not chess? Sorry.
Alright, looks like Twitch Corner is in chat.
GG Twitch Corner, thanks for the race. And also, I want to give a huge thanks to Twitch Corner for being really cool about having to reschedule this race.
Yeah, if I recall, you had an inconvenience and couldn't actually make your initial race time.
Yeah, I left the lantern on and my car ran out of magic power.
Yeah, that would do it. That would definitely do it.
But yeah, and thanks also to the commentators and restreamer tracker that kind of had to step up at the last minute too.
Oh, it was our pleasure. This was a great race. Alright, I do want to quickly ask like a question or two of Twitch and chat here. You ended up dipping ice. Did you mistake blue pendant as crystal? Is that what ended up happening? Because it was really close up until that point. You two had like one dungeon left at about the same time. You were leaving Swamp as Cross entered it. You forgot which one was the crystal. Yeah, that would do it. The music in-game can help you with that when you have it on, and you probably could have also rechecked the map, but yeah, that happens. It definitely happens. You were probably pretty excited to have a go mode that early. Also, really clutch Trinexx fight. You did really good on that clutch Trinexx. Alright, it looks like Twitch Corner is at least going to join us in here to hear the questions a bit better. Yeah, I was saying, really clutch Trinexx from you, Twitch Corner. That was stupid close. Yeah, we could tell you felt pretty good after that, probably, with the sword slashes we saw.
So, when you hit go mode, what was going through your head? Because I noticed you were still checking some chests. How did you feel once you hit that go mode?
Yeah, you were looking for Temperate Sword. Surprisingly, if you had checked Paradox Cave and the rest of Death Mountain prior, you would have found the Tempered Sword there, and like you found, eventually there was one on the Land Molas. Yeah, I imagine that was a pretty good PB. This was a really good seed. And if it's reflective of how you can do, like, just throw out play in the game, you will be a pretty good contender next round as well. And you two also finished before the 10 PM race, just as a note. They unfortunately have a bow on Ped, so if anybody wants to see how that's finishing up, you can go over there after this concludes.
I believe they're on another channel. I don't remember which one.
I think it's Speed Gaming 2 or 3, one of the two. Past that, though, this was the last scheduled round, so for anybody who's like waiting to see more matches, you're gonna have to be patient with us. The tournament chat will give everybody the info they need on who their next opponent is going to be and when that's up.
Yep. Keep an eye on the Discord tonight. At the latest, I think by tomorrow morning, they should have the matchups up. So just keep an eye on the Discord. Once they have it's all generated, we will have there'll be announcement in the Discord.
All right, looks like Cross ducked out. Anything else you want to say, Twitch, before we sign off here? All right, and for someone who's new, that was really good. So keep up the practice. You're a force to contend with in this, I feel.
Absolutely, that was a very good race. Very good execution there. You know, I think you're definitely gonna get a couple wins. Probably even could be a force for the bracket. So, you know, just keep going and look forward to see what you can do in this tournament. And if you can use a tracker if you'd prefer to. Trackers are allowed in the tournament as long as they are manually clicked by you.
Yeah, you just can't use an auto tracker. You have to use a manual one.
If you'd like to find one, I mean, I'm pretty sure crossproduct can set you up with one if you want.
Oh well, at least you know for next race, Twitch. So you should be doing pretty good next race. And you can use it. You can use his tracker just fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, trackers are perfectly allowed in the tournament. They just cannot be automatically marked. You have to manually mark them yourself.
Yeah. That being said, though, if you like what you saw from these two on this really excellent race, please give them a follow. They would appreciate your support. I'm gonna give a shout to our tracker, Sarah UX, for keeping up with us here. First time tracking, and did a pretty good job. And that's probably going to do it from us here. So I'm Buckshot Boo, and with me has been Brewers Fan. We'll see you guys next week when the next round starts.
Have a good night. Check out some other Speed Gaming Network of games got going on. There's plenty of other tournaments going on. You check the schedule below. We also have another race, I think, on Speed Gaming too. Check that out. Otherwise, yeah, have a good night.
And
thanks
good
for
luck
watching.
to both our players in the next round.